go down under, shall we? Because the first week in the jungle is ending and the audience's opinions on I'm a Celebrity contestants is starting to stick.
Yeah, Nella Rose started strong, but after a few spiky confrontations, her chances of emerging jungle queen are, we're told, diminishing. Let's take a look at the YouTube star's latest head-to-head.
Okay, so that seems we're gonna get everything out in the open. Let's get everything out in the open. Right. So sorry, all the tea is coming out now. So basically,
but this is what I was saying to you.
Apparently you're anti-immigrants. And
Who told you that?
Oh, the internet.
Well, there we are. Then it must be true. It must be true.
It must be.
It must be true.
Okay, but then why don't black people like you?
You'd be amazed they do. You'd be amazed.
Nigel!
If you came with me, if you came with me through South London, you'd be astonished.
Oh, wow. What were you doing in South London, Nigel?
Well, I'm there every day.
You're in South. Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry to be shy. What are you doing? Sorry.
He's from South London.
I travel through South London.
So everyone hates you for no reason. Well, no, not that everyone hates you. That was so bad. But sorry,
you can disagree with somebody, but to chuck around accusations the way that they've been chucked around is grossly unfair. Anti-immigrant, right? No. All I've said is we cannot go on with the numbers coming to Britain that are coming. Do you know why?
I'm one of the numbers.
Oh, right. So that's it then. So should it be 5 million a year, 10 million?
Question,
No,
right?
you don't seem to understand.
Nigel, hang on.
Those immigrants that are coming in.
And hang on.
Had you have been in power a bit later?
So that got lively. I think it was Danielle Harold who was also standing there who said, I only went along for a bubble bath, and she walked into all that. Anyway, to be continued. But bringing us all the latest stats is spokesperson for Ladbrokes, Nicola McGeady. Good morning, Nicola. Good to see you on Britain's Newsroom today. So tell us then, who is the current favourite to win I'm a Celeb this year?
Good morning, Ali and Pip. Well, the drama has certainly started already, as we have seen. But Josie Gibson, she's been playing it safe. We know the public love her because she did win Big Brother. So she's the favourite right now at 15-8. But things can change. The odds have been changing already because of the drama that's unfolding. And the names that have kind of been in the middle of that drama, including Nigel Farage and Nella, have seen and Fred, of course, as well, their odds have really chopped and changed. So proving popular right now is Nigel Farage. He went in there at 16-1, and we don't see him being eliminated anytime soon because he's now 25-1 to be the first person out. But I think the fact that he was grumpy for a while over the dishes and the likes and, having rows and stuff like that, seen his odds drift slightly. But the fact that he's standing his ground as well, he's come back in. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the likes of Nigel Farage in the final. It's been bad news for Nella, as you've just seen. She had this baffling row with Fred, took things completely wrong, I think most of us would agree. And she went from being really popular to being one of the rank outsiders at 66-1 now to win. So she's one of the likely ones who's going to leave the camp first. But I do think the arrival of Frankie Dettori is certainly going to create more excitement and more drama in the show. We know punters absolutely love Frankie Dettori. He's made them plenty of money on the race course, and they're backing him 7-1 to go all the way.
And he could be a game changer, couldn't he, Nicola? Because when we look at people who've won in I'm a Celebrity before, it is people like Frankie Dettori, a really popular character who people know and love.
Absolutely. We know he is one of the champions of the public in terms of his horse racing career. So that could easily translate into the jungle. I guess it just depends how each one of them are going to deal with the challenges, the rows, the hunger being a big one, although Frankie's a jockey, so I don't think it's going to bother him a huge amount. I think some of the other interesting contenders are the likes of Jamie Lynn Spears. Now, she initially was one of the real outsiders at 100-1, but she's now 40-1. People actually started to really sympathise with her over the tears, and then she went and smashed the challenge out of the park. So she could possibly represent a bit of value, but right now the safer bets are Josie Gibson at 15-8 and Sam Thompson. They're not causing too much grief, but they're being entertaining and not offensive at the same time.
What's quite interesting as well is when we look at the types of celebrity that often end up in the top three. I think we've put together a little graphic which I'll talk our listeners through as well. And sportsmen 27% of them usually end up in the top 3. Actor, 28%. Reality TV, 36%. And musician, Nicola, 37%.
Yeah, really interesting there, actually. I think the thing about politicians is, as we've seen with Matt Hancock, he ended up, I think, maybe in the final 3 last year, but he went really far. And I think we could see Nigel going really far in this. If
politicians are actually at the bottom of the list. Only 13% of them end up in the top 3.
Yeah, but I guess we've been surprised in recent times. I think we're seeing more politicians wanting to go into the jungle. And the funny thing is the fact that Nigel openly says he wants the airtime, slightly shameless, but also admirable, because most of them think, they're thinking it, but they're not going to say it out loud. We haven't seen the politician mask slip yet. It did with Matt Hancock. He became more human. If Nigel's able to show that more human side, who knows? He could end up in the final 3. But yeah, sports people tend to do really well. They've got resilience. They've already got an army of fans out there. So, I think Frankie could do really well here.
So is your money on Frankie Dettori, Nicola?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to you on that. Thank you very much, Nicola McGeady from Ladbrokes. Very good to see you this morning. And Christopher Hope is still with us, who's been eagerly watching this year's I'm a Celeb.
I'm not sure about Nigel Farage. I mean, I thought he might win because he's got lots of support. He won all his votes in 2015 election. Support from GB News viewers, of course. But I just think he's being exposed by a cynical approach to it. He was overcaught on camera, wasn't he?
And he exposed himself.
Well, twice. Bottom. I have no problem with this seeing a bottom of Farage. But
I do. That's too much for me.
But I think when he said there that, I want to do more of these trials, because you get 25% more of the airtime, to Grace Dent, that shows a cynicism about it. And in fact, when he did do his first test, I ate the pizzas of teats and or horrible things. He put in looked like eating bran flakes, like he's chopped them down with barely any kind of reaction. You got to stop sort of retching and making out you hate it.
He needs to be. So are you saying he needs to be a little bit more extreme one way or the other?
Yes, he's being stoic, and if you're just. Maybe of the generation, he's been through quite a lot, had a plane crash, he's had a lot of things chucked out in his life for his cause, which was Brexit. But I think he's got to emote more and show more of, this is a nightmare, I can't do this anymore, and then viewers want to stick it on.
But we do know, us cynics here, do know that it all comes down to the editing.
Yeah, now, do ITV want, someone as controversial as Farage to win their prize TV show? That's a question I can't answer. I'm going to put it out there.
What do you think what Nicola was saying there about Matt Hancock's success last year, coming 3rd place because he showed that human side?
He just got involved, like there's 5 or 7 of those tests in a row, and he's got really involved, got into it, and he did really well. You saw a lot of his character came through, and he won loads of stars for his campmates, and he almost turned his PR image around with that, I think.
And do you think that's what we need to see more of with Nigel, to let the politician face slip almost and see more of him as a human?
Person, because, the person we see on TV isn't the same person we see backstage, and have more of that person to come out, I think would help him. But he can't hear us, can he? He's now stuck.
No. We did catch him moaning about the dishes, moaning about he'd been trudging along quite a way with the dirty dishes that he thought were clean. He wasn't very happy about that.
The house of teenagers. I mean, no one ever washes anything up properly, do they? In a house, you sound like it's like me at home.
But I think it's quite nice to see people get a bit grumpy. It's human, isn't it?
Especially in that situation, it's bound to happen. And he's quite an avuncular figure, isn't he, in there?
Yeah, and I agree to differ with you on Brexit, Nella. I thought his defence of Brexit was quite interesting in the second episode. He said it's all about sovereignty. It's all about having us controlling our borders, not somewhere else. Everything else is a side issue. I thought he explained it very well. His high waistband on his trousers. Yeah. Why do men... I don't do that. But
we need to have a conversation when he gets
Why do men do this? Are they tailored to be that high up?
And put some clothes on, Nigel. We prefer the high-waisted trousers to nothing at all.
Ellie, the vest?
Yeah, it's not for me. No. I'll be having a chat with Nigel about his wardrobe.
I wonder how many more times we are going to see his rear end on I'm a Celeb over the next couple of weeks.
I think he quite likes the nakedness. That's my impression.
God, he'll be posing for GQ magazine next.
He wants to be clean, doesn't he? Yeah.
Not for me. Chris Hope, thank you very much. Good